Hi, it's Renata here. If it's your first time here, welcome to my channel, The Quanti Girl, where we are going to talk about programming, quantitative finance, pure and applied mathematics, and sometimes about music, because I'm a PhD in mathematics and a financial quantitative analyst that loves to implement things with the programming and is also a violinist. And I'm here to share with you some of my knowledge and experience. Today, we are going to build using Python a storytelling application. So just keep watching the video and we are going to build it together. Before we start coding, let's talk a little about the implementation of the application. So, in order to summarize the implementation in some bullets, we can say that we will have three main utilities. A text edit for input that will allow the user to type in parts of the story, an add part button that, when clicked, will take the text from the text edit. Then it will add it to the story parts list, and then it will clear the text edit for the next input and a dynamic story management. So story parts will be stored in a list and users will can navigate through them using previews and next buttons. So now let's talk about the code for our storytelling application. So the first two lines are just to import the methods from the library that we are going to use. So we are going to use some methods from Qt from PyQt library. So we are going to use the Q application method to run our application, the Q main window method that is basically to build a main window that will contain the whole application, the QText browser to browser text, the QPush button to build the buttons that we will need in our application, uh, the method QVBoxLayout is to set the vertical layout. There are some options in the library, and this one is specific for vertical layouts. The QWidget method to build widget, and the QTextEdit to allow the user to input text that will be a part of the story in our application. So we build a class 2 that will contain everything that we need in our application. So inside the class, we will define the layout of the window that contains the application, that is this first part until here, and inside the main class we define three methods that will be basically three buttons to different functionalities. This first method here, add story part, is a function to add a new part to the story. The second method that we define here is a method to define the next part of the story. So, for example, if we have a story, an existing story that has three parts, and we are current in the second part of the story, then this method's next page will show the third part of the story. And finally, this previous page method that is very similar to the next page, but in a kind of way, it's inverse. So in our example, we did a story that has three parts, and we are current in the second part. Then the previous page will show the first part of the story. And now let's talk about the layout of the application. So here we basically define a title for the main window that will contain the whole application, and we can call it storytelling platform. Here we set a location in terms of XY coordinates and a size for the main window. Here we instantiate the QVBox layout method into a variable called layout. And again, just to remember, this method is to set a vertical layout into the main window. Moving on, now we define a text browser, and using the QText method, QText browser method, instantiated into the variable text browser, and we add a text here to guide the user in which part of the application is. Now we add a text box that will work as text edit, as a text input box for the user to write a new part for the story. And again, we added this text here to guide the user through the application. Now here we started to add buttons into our application, and we will have three buttons here corresponding to these three functionalities here defined by the methods add story part, next page, and previous page. So the first button is to add a new part to the story. So the user will text the text into the QText edit box, and then when he clicks the add part button, it will add this new part to the existing story. So here is we are defining the button add part, and here we are connecting the button with the functionality and the functionality for this is defined into the add story part method. So moving on, we define one more button that will uh, work to show the next part of the story. So when the user, in our example with the story that has three parts, if we are in the second part of the story and the user clicks the next button, then it will show the third part of the story. So here we just define a button labeled next, and here we connect the button with the functionality that here is defined in the next page method. Moving on, we define our third and the last button that's very similar to the next button. And again, it's kind of the inverse of the next button. So uh, in our example again with the a story with the three parts, if we are in the second part of the story and we click the previous button, then it will show the first part of the story. So again, here we just define a button labeled previous, and here we connect the previous button with its functionality that in this case is defined by the previous page method. So moving on in the code, here we just add some widgets to the layout, the text browser widget, the story input widget, the edge party button widget, and the last two buttons that are the previous button and the next button. And we are adding all these widgets into the layout that we defined in the beginning here. So let's move on, and now we define a central widget for our application that can be defined instantiating the QWidget method into a variable called central widget. So here we define the object, and here we assign the a layout to it, that in our case is the layout defined into the layout into the variable called layout, and then we set it as the central widget using the central widget method from the library. Now here we didn't talk about this part of the code, so here we are defining a list that will store the parts of the story as components in a list, and here we define an index to run between the components of the story parts list, that is the list of that contains the individual parts of the story inputted by the user. Okay, so move on. Here we just define the main function that will call our storytelling application, and here we call the application to run. So okay, let's run it and see it working. So here we have our storytelling platform. So here in this box you can type text to add parts for a story, we don't have any story yet, so let's start typing something. So let's add this part. So here we have a part, this first part added here. As we don't have yet more parts, the previous button and the next button will not work. But if we add second part, we can see these buttons work. So let's add this part 2. So now we have 2 parts in the story. This is the first one. So if we click next, the next button, it shows the next part of the story. In our case, the second part. So you can continue adding parts to your story. So let's add one more. So let's add it too. So now we have 3 parts of the story. This is the second one. So if we click the previous button, we have the previous part of the story that in our case is the first one. And if we click next, we come back to the second part. And if we click next, we go to the third part, and go on. So you can continue adding whatever number of parts you want to the story. So this is a very first time, a very first version, I'm sorry, for our storytelling platform. You, of course, you can continue to develop the application by modifying something here, like the size of this box that is very big, and you can continue to develop the application, adding more utilities for the user. Some enhancements that we can consider to develop more this project are validation and error handling that will ensure that empty or invalid inputs are handled gracefully, saving and loading stories that will implement a functionality to save stories to a file and load them back into the application, and rich text features that will allow the users to format the text, add images, or even links to make the storytelling more engaging. That's all for today. Hope you like the video. Don't forget to hit the like button because it helps me a lot. And also, don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you can know when I upload the next videos. See you guys in the next video. Bye!